Okay, so let's dive into some calibration skills. What is calibration? Calibration is essentially the art of being able to observe what is happening in front of us in any given moment and to be able to respond and adjust accordingly to get better results. So that's when we're working with somebody else. It's also the art of being able to calibrate ourselves, measure what's going on within ourselves, and have an awareness, a sensory acuity of what's actually happening, if something feels right, doesn't feel right, and what kind of changes we need to make. So we can calibrate ourselves, our own emotional state, mental state, mindset, and we can also calibrate other people when we're working with clients or helping them perform better. We can look and see changes in their skin color and say like, I'm really happy, but then they go grey and you think, So you may need to ask a question or tease some information out to validate what you may be observing. There might be changes in people's eyes where the eyes become glassy or the pupils dilate. There might be incongruities in a person's body language. So, I am relaxed, that kind of thing, yeah? And also, calibration is a very subtle art as well, because just because someone's got their arms closed like this doesn't mean that they are uncomfortable. It may just be an environmental thing where it's actually quite cold in the room at the time. So we're observing all these subtle changes with people, with ourselves, all of the time. On stage, we may be looking over that way, but noticing something out of the corner of our eye that somebody keeps shuffling, even though we're giving like really good content to people and a really good motivational speech, that somebody's acting awkward in that corner of the room. We're not looking at them directly going, oh, you, but we're observing it and we're noticing it. And at some point, we'll respond accordingly. That's going to get us the best results that we need. So if communication is the response that we get, then we're going to do that in the best way possible that helps that person if they are uncomfortable. Okay, so a little calibration exercise, like and dislike. So it's like a visual observation. I'm probably going to give this away straight away, but you're going to look at me and work out whether I like something or not, right? So I'm going to give you 3 things, and I'm not going to give you any content. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to verbalize it. You're just going to look at me, and I'm going to try to keep a very straight face. So the first thing I'll mention is chocolate. So looking at my face, do I like chocolate? Look at my eyes, look at my skin color. Look at any micro movements in my face. Chocolate. Second one is maths, or if you're in America, math. Do I like mathematics? Maths. Okay. And the last one is canoeing. Do I like canoeing? Okay, so we'll break state there. Shake that off, yeah? Shake all those three different states off there. Did you work out which was the one I really liked? Well done if you got it right. It was canoeing, and normally my response is even more like enthusiastic than that. I'll say canoeing. Yeah, you'll see my eyes light up. You'll see the colour of my skin change. So what you're doing there is you're calibrating my response without words, so it's content free. And this isn't a hard and fast rule. It's not guaranteed. So you may need to ask questions saying, I noticed that you smiled a little bit there. Do you like canoeing more? So I really love canoeing. I do not like maths. And middle bit, chocolate. It's kind of okay. I can live with it or live without it. When I taste it, it makes me feel nice. But then after it, I don't feel so nice. So I'm indifferent about chocolate. So if you calibrated those three things in those kind of ways, then you did really, really well. So this is like a visual calibration thing. Another thing we can do is like little micro movements. So if my hands are here, take a snapshot of me. Like close your eyes and take a photographic snapshot of me now. Now close your eyes again. Close your eyes. And now open your eyes. What do you notice that's different? Okay, well, hopefully you got this right, but yeah, this finger went down. Okay, so we're using visual calibration exercises. So we're going to be using this all the time with people. And we can also do physical calibration exercises. Like we can get a friend to touch us on the shoulder. If we've got two friends in the room, somebody touches us on the shoulder and says the name John. And then somebody else comes up behind us, touches us in the same place and tries to emulate that person's voice and says, John, providing it's the same sex. And we've got to work out if it really is John. So we're working with our feelings as well. We can work with our feelings. Another visual observation you could do now is look at me and look at the backdrop behind me as well. Observe everything. Take a snapshot. Now, close your eyes. No cheating. Close your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. What do you notice that's different? Now, this is a very subtle change. But yeah, if you got it right, it was that little jar up there. Okay? I took these out of it. So let's do a quick auditory calibration. I want you to practice your listening skills and your sensory acuity for your listening skills, because you need to listen to all the fine details. Calibration simply means to measure something. So we're testing it out to see if things are right. Okay, so this is an English 10p. See if you can hear that. That's a 10p. This is a 2p, 2 pence. Listen very carefully. And this is a 1p, 1 pence. Notice the 3 different types of sound, okay? So, what's this? This is the real test. So what was it? Was that 10p, 1p, or 2p? Well done, if you got it right. It was the 10 pence piece, okay? So what you're doing is you're fine-tuning your senses so that you can make... better, more accurate responses. Observation and response. Some activities that you can do is try watching a TV program or the news on TV and turn the sound completely off and just see if you can calibrate what people's responses are: happy, sad, indifferent. Or you can calibrate whether they're generally in a good mood, or if you can actually determine what they're actually talking about, what kind of topic they're covering and what they're talking about. Now, as I said earlier, calibration is not a hard and fast rule. This is something that you're going to have to work on and test out. So we can do that verbally. We can notice things. Notice, and that's the key word here. We'll notice subtle changes. Voice. Oh, I'm happy. What happens with the tonality? Voice. Inclination. What happens with the body? Does the body go back? Does it lean in? Inclination. Breath. Police. I can hear the police in the distance. Yeah. So breath, is the breath beginning to move faster? Is it slowing down? Eyes, what are the changes in the eyes? And also the skin. Is the skin changing colour? Is it getting shinier? Is it going grey? Is it losing its colour? Or is it filling with blood? Now that could mean various things. If you see someone's face go red, it could mean that they're happy, they're content, they're relaxed, or they could be embarrassed. So this is why we have to really tune in and not make assumptions, and make sure we're working from the best place where we can get people the best results. So how would you do this for yourself? Well, you would do it by tuning in and just noticing changes in your body. Is your heart rate getting faster when you're talking on a stage? Slow it down. Okay, my heart's moving abnormally fast. Let's slow it down. What's happening in my body? Wow, I've got tension in between my shoulders. Okay, I don't need to keep that tension. I don't need to hold on to it. It doesn't need to become a part of me. Just observe it. Notice it from a sensory perspective and just let it relax. Am I saying at the end of every sentence, or okay at the end of every sentence? Notice it. Then just allow a bit of time and space to do something different. And like I said before, it might be you're working with a group of people and you think what you're doing is fantastic and everybody's, smiling, but there's 2 or 3 people at the back of the group that are like that. Or they're shuffling, or they're just not paying attention. Maybe that's something you need to validate in order to get the attention of the whole group. Somebody out of the corner of your eye. And calibration's excellent because you can use it in your environment as well. Noticing the changes in your environment and the world outside. So this is really going to help you integrate some of the content-free NLP techniques we're going to use later on. So just up there is the next video in the calibration series, which is all about NLP eye patterns and eye calibration. And below that, there's a video playlist with all the videos in the NLP series. So that's all from me, Jay. Thanks so much for watching this, and please don't forget to subscribe.